Hello everyone, Darkblame here, back playing some more AFK Arena. And in this video, I want to review the new Hypogean hero. I believe his name was Zikis. So I just want to go ahead and look at his skills, their signature item, and their furniture in this video. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the Portraits tab. And go to the Portraits tab here. Don't have to scroll too far. There he is. Just go ahead and click on him here. Zikis the Languid. If this is what they look like, honestly, this first looks really good. Looks like a really good Hypogean hero. And yeah, Hypogean hero looks like it's going to be an agility based hero. And looks like it's going to be a ranger. So we have another ranger, and it's also going to be continuous damage. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty good ranger hero here. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at their ultimate skill first. Burning Sight. Zikis teleports to the edge of his team's side of the battlefield and attacks enemies within range with an infernal beam every 0.13 seconds over a duration of 2 seconds. Each beam deals 200% damage to enemies, and additionally reduces the haste of any enemy suffering from lethargy effects by 20 points for 5 seconds. Infernal beams will prioritize enemies suffering from the effects of lethargy. Zikis is immune to control effects and damage while using his ultimate ability. And at level 2, damage of each infernal beam is increased to 230%, and at level 3, the damage of each infernal beam is increased to 260%. So it looks like he will teleport to his team's side of the battlefield first, and then attack enemies with an infernal beam for 2 seconds, and every 0.13 seconds over 2 seconds. So that sounds like quite a bit of attacks with an infernal beam there. And each beam also deals 200% damage to enemies. That sounds like a lot of damage over 2 seconds. So yeah, that's definitely going to deal a lot of damage. And also reducing the haste of enemies suffering from lethargy. I don't know if lethargy is one of his skills. We'll have to see. But yeah, for 20 points for 5 seconds, that's quite a big amount of time to lose haste there. So yeah, this Burning Sight ability sounds really good. Let's go over to this ability, Corrosive Indolence. Zikis deals 250% damage to enemy with the highest attack rating, simultaneously marking them with 1 eye of lethargy. Once the enemy is marked with 3 eyes of lethargy, its lethargic effects are triggered, resulting in the target losing 40 crit rating points as well as suffering 200% damage every 3 seconds. Lethargy effects are removed when an affected enemy uses their ultimate ability. This ability prioritizes enemies that have yet to trigger lethargic effects. Now level 2, damage dealt to the enemy with the highest attack ratings increased to 300%. Damage dealt to enemies suffering from lethargy is increased to 250% every time. And enemy's crit rating is reduced by 50 points with level 4. So it looks like first Zikis will be doing 250% damage to the enemy with the highest attack rating, giving them 1 eye of lethargy, and then when they're marked with 3 eyes of lethargy, they will lose 40 crit rating points and also suffer 200% damage every 3 seconds. So that's quite a bit of damage done for a hero there. And also losing 40 crit points, that's quite a bit of crit points to lose as well. So yeah, this ability also sounds pretty good, and also, yeah, with the level 2, 3, and 4, it also makes it even stronger. So yeah, this one sounds really good. Let's move over to Languid Eye. Zikis unleashes a Languid Eye that deals 220% damage to all enemies that it passes through. If the Languid Eye strikes an enemy that is not suffering the effects of lethargy, they will begin to suffer its effects. If the Languid Eye strikes an enemy already suffering the effects of lethargy, they shall be dealt an additional damage that is equal to 15% of their max health, but shall not exceed 600% of Zikis' attack rating. And at level 2, damage is increased to 260%, and at level 3 damage is increased to 300%. So it looks like he will bring out a Languid Eye, dealing 200% damage to any enemy that it passes through here. And if the enemy is not suffering lethargy, they will suffer the effects of lethargy. And if the enemy is already suffering lethargy effects, they will be dealt damage that's equal to 15% of their max health, and it will not exceed 600% of Zikis' attack rating. So this one also sounds pretty good. Also doing a little bit of damage as well. Yeah, and also giving the lethargy effects to any enemy that doesn't possess it. So this one sounds really good as well. The Languid Eye sounds really good. And yeah. Let's move over to the final skill here, Hatred. When an enemy gets close to Zikis, Zikis proceeds to swipe at them, knocking them backwards, causing them to be stunned for 3 seconds while dealing 270% damage to them. The affected enemy has their accuracy reduced by 120 points for the following 5 seconds. The cooldown timer for this ability is instantly reset when Zikis' ultimate ability Burning Sight is cast. Now at level 2 damage is increased to 300%, and at level 3 damage is increased to 330%. So Zikis will swipe at an enemy, causing them to get stunned and also dealing quite a bit of damage to them. And also their attack accuracy will be reduced by 120 points for 5 seconds. And also the cooldown timer for this ability is instantly reset when Zikis' ultimate ability is used. So every time he uses his ultimate ability, the cooldown timer will reset. I like this ability. I think this ability suits Zikis really well, considering he looks like a cat, and cats usually swipe at stuff. So yeah, I feel like this Hatred ability really fits Zikis, and also does a lot of damage and gets rid of a lot of accuracy points as well. So yeah, I really like this ability with Zikis here. Okay, let's look at the signature item now and see what the signature item is. Wings of Lethargy. Signature item skill, Bewilderment. Zikis' crit block rate is increased by 20 points, and enemies suffering from lethargy deal 30% less damage to Zikis. So it looks like just getting rid of some, increasing crit block rate, and also giving some damage to Zikis. And at plus 10, crit block rate is increased to 25 points, and damage from enemies suffering from lethargy is reduced by 40%. And then plus 20, crit block rate is increased to 30 points, and damage from enemies suffering from lethargy is reduced by 50%. And at the plus 30, lethargy effects are triggered when a target is marked by 2 Eyes of Lethargy. So instead of it being 3, it will now be, with the plus 30, it will be 2, so making it easier for enemies to get the lethargy effects going here. Yeah, I think the plus 30 would be really good on Zikis. That one less of Eye of Lethargy I think will be very useful for Zikis. Getting all the lethargy effects going. Overall sounds pretty good there. And let's look at the furniture. Let's see what the furniture has to offer here as soon as the furniture loads. Inertial Plague. With his 3 of 9 at the start of battle, the enemy standing directly opposite Zikis immediately starts suffering from lethargy effects. Okay, so it looks like let's say you put Zikis in the back middle. So it looks like at the start of battles, if the enemy that's in the back middle will start getting the lethargy effects. So immediate lethargy effects, which that sounds really good. The 3 of 9 definitely sounds really good. And at 9 of 9, the duration of the ultimate ability Burning Sight is extended to 3 seconds. So this one just making the ultimate ability last longer. Let's see what this. So yeah, it originally is 2 seconds, so moving up to 3 seconds, and yeah, making the Infernal Beam attack about every 10 times. It's a little bit less than 10 times, maybe 9, closer to 8 times more, dealing 200% each time. So that one does sound like it will do quite a bit more damage, making the duration up to 3 seconds instead of 2. So yeah, definitely, yeah, the 9 of 9 definitely sounds pretty good. I would definitely say get the 3 of 9 for the lethargy effects. Yeah, the 9 of 9 sounds pretty good as well there. And since we have the engraving system now for the Hypogeans, I can go ahead and look at the skills for these engravings. And looking at the background here, it looks like some lightning going on. It looks really cool. And let's see here. And this one enhances the ability Languid Eye. Enemies already suffering from the effects of lethargy are dealt additional damage equal to 20% of their max health, but shall not exceed 800% of Zikis' attack rating. I believe this one was at 15% and this one was at 600%. So well, I'll go back and look here. Yeah, 15% of the max health, but it shall not exceed 600%. And this one is now doing 20% of the max health, but shall not exceed 800%. This one sounds pretty decent. I don't know if it'll provide that much of a buff. So yeah, let's look at this one, the Hatred one. Enhance the ability Hatred. Enemies' accuracy is reduced by 160 points. So I believe this one was at 120 before, losing 120 accuracy points for 5 seconds. Now with the plus 60 engraving, they'll lose 160 accuracy points. Which again, this one sounds pretty decent. I don't know if it will provide that much of a buff to Zikis. And with the Endeavor Arena of Heroes Legends Challenger Tournament, yeah, this one's just pretty much for just for PvP essentially, getting some crit and attack rating. Yeah, I was mainly focused on the plus 30 and 60 there. So yeah, this will be pretty much the end of the video. I think Zikis will be a pretty good Hypogean hero. So yeah, I think he'll be pretty good with his plus 30 signature item and his 9 of 9 furniture. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and comment anything you want to see me do in AFK Arena, and I might do it in the future. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.